This age of science is wonderful, isn't it? What do you call this marvel, young man? Min. It's called an airship, Your Majesty. Min bows grandly. Queen Victoria. Super. And what do you call yourself? My name is Min, Your Majesty. Min bows again. And what has brought you to this fair London? Min. I am on a great quest. I solved a riddle which has sent me here to London. The riddle has brought me to you, Your Majesty. Queen Victoria. Oh, wow. I do love mysteries and riddles. In fact, a piece of crystal flew through my window today with writing on it. I think it was just some ruffian being naughty. Min. It must be a piece of the talisman. May I see it, please? Queen Victoria. Oh my, how brash. I love it. Queen Victoria produces a clear white bauble that glows. She reads the inscription. I stood upon my lofty seat to warn the people of the street, beware the lions at my feet. These lions do not rule the land, which was once mine, oh so grand. I do fear that I must fight to save this land. My rhymes are good. Which I will protect with all my might. Min. Well, this riddle is much harder than the last, let me see. I stood upon a lofty seat. Another monarch, perhaps. Another monarch, perhaps? Queen Victoria. You are a clever woman. Min. The cleverest in my village. I tried to beat a great and wise dragon in a game of chess. Queen Victoria. You are braggart as well. How impertinent. Min. A king warning his people of disaster. Warning them of lions. Queen Victoria. Lions. Lions? Min. And where do lions live? This is all the audience. Eventually. Correct. Lions live in Africa. Queen Victoria. We have many colonies there. It's wonderful. Min. But not to those who colonize, Your Majesty. The British Lion in Africa. The great Zulu king. He fights for all his might to save the land that once was his. Shaka Zulu. That insufferable man is impossible, but you are a clever boy. You have solved the riddle. Here is your trinket. Queen Victoria hold hands the glowing Pele. Queen Victoria hands the glowing piece to me. Queen Victoria. I hope you've had as good a luck with King Shaka as you've had with me. Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Min takes another glorious bow and hops back into the airship. Goodbye, Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria. Bon voyage, Min, and good luck. Queen Victoria fades away, and the balloon is once again away and flying. Storyteller. Min thought about the next riddle and what it might contain. He looked out of the great airship and once again saw the green fields of France, for he was now flying south. He flew over the blue Mediterranean Sea and the great expanse of the Sahara Desert. He saw caravans of Berber traders with their camels, and he saw the great and ancient city of Timbuktu. He flew over the deep green jungles. He saw elephants, hippopotamus. He saw long-necked giraffes and lightning-fast cheetahs. He was in the savannah of Africa now. Herds of wildebeest and zebras roamed the plains. And once again, the great airship began to slow and descend toward a great village on the high golden plains of the Zulu people. The airship was once again passed over a variety of animals and lands before landing at the front of the village on golden and green grasslands. As Min exited the great airship, a grand procession came out to meet him. At the head of the procession was the great king of the Zulu people, Shaka Zulu. Shaka appears as a grand and regal king. He is a tall African man. He carries an oval-pointed shield and a spear in one hand, and is borne upon a litter. Shaka. Greetings, traveler. What brings you to my land? Min. I seek the answer to a riddle, great king. Shaka. A seeker of knowledge. This is important. Yes, great king, I know. I am the most clever boy in my village. And where's your village, young boy? Far away, sir. In China. China? You have traveled a great distance to solve a little riddle. The prize is great if the entire riddle is solved. Then you must have followed the falling star, then. Min. The falling star. A great red star fell to the land with a mystery written upon it. And that must be the missing piece of the talisman. May I see it, great king? Ha ha, polite question. You may, young warrior. Shaka produces a red glowing bauble and hands it to Min. Then, I am the land of heat, mystery, and fire. Many have searched for a way into my heart. A place of many and a place of few, where tigers roam and cobras dance. I write upon the weaving which I use for coming and leaving. Shaka, quite a puzzle would you say, young man. Yes, it is, great queen, a land of heat, mystery, and fire, where many have searched for a way. Perhaps the new world? Perhaps? No. No one was searching for the new world. No one was searching for the new world. They just sort of found it by accident. A place where tigers roar and cobras dance. Back again. So you know where tigers roar and cobras are? Where could it be? There are cobras, but there are no tigers in Africa. Despite what people might believe. No, but there are tigers and cobras all over China. Do I have to go home to China? No. Cobras dance. Where do cobras dance? I've seen cobras dance in songs. India. Cobras dance in India. Now who do I need to see? Waving, coming, going, a magic carpet. I must be searching for a great magician. With that, the great Ishia begins to bellow, for it is time for men to go to the next leg of his journey. Shaka, here, boy, take the earth which fell from the sky. I think you'll need it more than me. Shaka gives men the red ball. Thank you, great king. Well, ship, let's find a great Indian magician. Storyteller. The great dirigible once again took flight. Some of the vast plains of Africa were far behind it, and then now, over the ocean, a vast blue emptiness, which seemed to go on forever. Eventually, what seemed like an eternity off in the distance, way far away, a sliver of brown and green. It must be India. Soon looked down at the great nation. He saw more elephants. These different from the ones he saw in Africa. He saw great crocodiles and serpents. There were peacocks with their grand feathers. The clever boy flew over the great white Taj Mahal. It was the most beautiful building he had ever seen. The airship landed nearby. Men left the airship and began searching. But he didn't know for who. Just a magician on a magic carpet. Well, let me tell you, he didn't have to search long. Once again, the events are being described are occurring on stage. Animals appear, disappear, etc. A great flying carpet appears on the top of this Andhra. And this means like magician in Hindi. Andraja the Great. Indra the Great. That is Indra the Great. He's standing on his flying carpet wearing a grand white turban, and in the center of the turban is a glowing yellow bauble. Who goes there? I am Min, the most clever boy in my village, sir. And who do you seek? And what do you seek? The answer to a great riddle. The previous parts have brought me here, to India, and to you. I was told to seek out a great magician. Well, you have found him. I am Under the Great. Lightning flashes and thunder crackles. You have come to my land seeking knowledge. This is very respectable. What is the riddle? I don't know. It was carved on a magic stone. A magic stone. Indra pulls the gem from his turban. Could this be the magic stone? It must be. May I see it? Indra. I don't know. I'm a great magician. And could always use more magic stones. Do you really need this particular stone? I do, sir. May I see it? Indra. Maybe. But you must use a magic word. Don't you know the magic word? Min. What? No, what's the magic word? What's the magic word to the narrator? To the storyteller. He doesn't know the magic word, storyteller. Are you talking to me? This is your story, and he doesn't know the magic word, storyteller. Well, I didn't think about that. To the audience, maybe you can help me. Would you like to do that? Would you like to help him? Audience, because it's full of children. Excellent. Well, do you know what the magic word? What's the magic word? Audience, please. It's a long way to go for that joke, but you know it'll get a great laugh. Indra, so Min, now do you know? May I please see the magic stone? Of course. So you've used the magic word. Here is the gift fire. Indra hands the yellow stone to Min. Cold frozen north is where I lie, a palace of ice in a world of ice. A palace of ice. I don't know if I like that. A palace of ice in a world of ice. Bears.
In a land of ice.
Oh, I don't like ice and ice.
Huh.
Although, yeah, land. Bears, wolves, and fear are all around me. Only the brave and strong can look me in the eye. What resides high in the sky? Indra. The frozen cold north, the Himalayas, the great mountains. It doesn't talk of being high in the sky. A palace of ice and a world of ice. Bears. Bears. Where are there bears and wolves? Eventually. Russia. The great expanse of Russia. Cold and frozen Siberia. A palace of ice in Siberia. But what can reside high in the sky and I not look in the eye? That is for you to find out, my young adventurer. You must go. Complete your journey. Min re-enters his airship. Indra hands him the glowing bauble, and they fly together for a while, and then wave goodbye. Min was sad to see his new friend leave. He wanted to race the great magician in his airship. But there was no time. The great dirigible, powered by the breath of a dragon, was moving really fast. It soared over the Himalayas and raced along the foothills and the plains of Russia. Men waved to herdsmen with their ponies and yaks, working just as they had been for thousands of years, tending to animals, which had sustained their people and their way of life. He flew farther north into Siberia, a frozen land of mystery. Pine trees shot into the gray sky like spears. Below, wolves and bears roamed, howling and roaring. And then men saw it, a great frozen palace of silver ice. It shined like a diamond. Men heard a great rumble. The beautiful palace began to shake and quake, and the huge building suddenly shattered. It was this moment that Min understood the last part of the riddle. Bursting forth from the ruins of the frozen palace was the great giant Laushkin, his head bigger than the great airship. The action again shifts and the airship flies on. This time it is darker and scarier. The sound of wolves and wind are heard. The ice palace appears and shatters with a loud crack. The head and hands appear from the wreckage of the palace. The head circles the blimp, confronting it. The giant hands can come up and grab the blimp. Laushkin. Who disturbs Laushkin's slumber? Min. I have great Laushkin. My name is Min, and I seek a magic stone. Laushkin. A magic stone? One that fell from the sky. Min. Yes, it fell from the sky. Laushkin. Does it look like this? The giant palm rolls over to reveal a bright blue light. That is it, the fifth stone. May I see it, please? Laushkin. And why must I give it to you? You're just a small boy. Min. The most clever boy in my village. You don't think I've heard that one before? Impress me. Min. I've had great kings and queens. Laushkin. Name dropper. Nobody likes a braggart. What else? Min. Well, I did arrive in a magic flying airship. Laushkin. And you're talking to a huge giant. Magic does not impress me either. Next you're going to tell me you played chess with a dragon, or you've seen a magician on a flying carpet. Min. No. Okay, yes. I am very good at solving riddles and puzzles. Laushkin. Ah, that is something. A child proud of his brain. Can you prove it? Min. I bet I can. Laushkin. What's the wager? I haven't had a good wager in what seems like eons. Min. If I solve the puzzle with what's written on the magic stone, then you must give it to me. Laushkin. And what if you can't solve the puzzle? Then I will give you all the magic stones I've earned so far. Laushkin. A sound bet. Very well. I like you, Min. You are as bold as you are daring. Min. Thank you, Laushkin. May I see the stone? Laushkin places his hand towards the cabin of the airship, which glows bright blue. Min. You are near the end of your journey. The next stretch is home. Should you stay or should you go? This thing you began with a single footstep is coming to a halt. You have seen this thing which is all around you and everywhere, but is so rarely looked at. You can look inside and out, but rarely is this found. Laushkin. Quite the conundrum, young man. Any guesses, or do you give up? Min. I will never give up. Home is China, and my little village where I'm headed but not where I'll stay. I can't end my journey at home. Go back to my little village. I've seen so much. London, Africa, the oceans, India, and Russia. I've learned so much. I know the magic word. I've solved riddles with the great king. I made friends with a magician on a magic carpet. I've seen the world and learned new things. I've become a better person. That's it. That's the great gift. There is no great prize. The journey is the true treasure, and not the destination. Laughter. You are a smart and clever boy, maybe the cleverest in the world. You may have my magic stone. The light once again enters the cabin of the airship. Laughter. Take your reward. You have earned it. Min. Thank you, great Laughter. Laughter. Farewell, Min, and never stop the journey. Storyteller. Well, Min is done. He solved the riddle of the dragon. He flew the great airship back to the village, and the villagers and the farmers all rushed out to greet him. But Min knew he could not stay long. He gave the great treasure of the elements to his people. Now they would forever have metal, wind, earth, fire, and water. And Min went to visit the wise old dragon. Long journey. Well, you've done very well, Min. You have earned your prize. Min, I already have wise Longjun. The reward is the journey. The reward is earned knowledge. Longton, and you have truly earned this reward. You gave the great talisman to your village, and the villagers there will never again be without. You have learned manners, courage, and perseverance. Remember these lessons. You will become a great man. Where will you go from here? I have learned many things. I want to share them with my friends, family, and the villagers. Longton, excellent. Knowledge is a gift to be shared, and the only good and great people share their knowledge. It's not something to be kept hidden. You are becoming wise. Min. Thank you. Storyteller. Well, boys and girls, there you have it. We've enjoyed your story. Did you like it? It wasn't too scary, was it? Of course not. You're all brave children. Well, I think it might be time for me to hoist up my pack and move on. But thank you for listening so well. Remember, if you want a grand life of adventure like Min, you must always do your homework, read your books, eat all your vegetables, say please and thank you, and always listen to your parents. Thank you for attending, and good night. The end. It's not a bad children's story, is it?
No, it's quite literal in some parts, though.
It's the second draft. Wait, which literal where?
Like the end there. Eat your homework. Or do your homework. Eat your vegetables.
Well, remember, it does start off with the storyteller.
Yeah, I know.
Being fully aware of the audience the whole time.
Yeah. Like, where did the pack come from?
The what?
The pack. I don't recall there being a pack in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I think it's in the... It would be in the description of the storyteller. I think I put that in there because when I was talking to Patrick when I was writing it, he had described this storyteller character that would have a big bag, like his bag of stories. Mm-hmm. With this big story machine inside of it. They literally built a story machine for one of their shows. With this big thing, like a big crank on it, and the story would come out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What part of the story came
out? I think they did it for Aesop's Fables. Mm. So, but it became a point where you could release a puppet from.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That looks great.
Why, thank you.
But yeah, I'm going to go back and do some rewrites. Because it does need it.
Yeah.
So you got any notes?
Huh?
Any notes?
Oh, fuck!